In an abandoned building, Jean-Claude Van Damme never expected to run into Bolo Yeung. Unfortunately, it wasn't a meeting either of them was hoping for. They moved to a brighter spot to begin their serious fight. With his massive muscles, Bolo was able to dominate the battle. But who would have thought that sheer muscle could be defeated by Van Damme's high kick technique? It forced Bolo to accept his defeat. However, after that fight, the two were brought together again in another match. At first, Van Damme was impressive, having managed to overpower Bolo's massive strength. Refusing to lose, Bolo resorted to cheating by throwing powder that blinded Van Damme. In that moment, Bolo was free to beat him without resistance. In his lowest moment, Van Damme tried to calm himself. During that time, he focused on sharpening his inner senses to read Bolo's movements without relying on sight. And it worked. Unfortunately, that was just a movie scene from Double Impact and Bloodsport. Still, imagining the two of them facing off in a real fight sounds pretty exciting. Curious? Let's talk about it. If the two were to truly face off in a real fight, Van Damme definitely wouldn't go down that easily. Besides being known as an action star, the Belgian-born actor is also a trained kickboxer. Van Damme began studying kickboxing when he was just 10 years old, and who would have thought he'd turn out to be so naturally talented in this martial art? Not many people know that between 1976 and 1982, Van Damme actually competed in kickboxing, taking part in 19 matches. Out of those, he won 18 fights and lost only once. The secret behind Van Damme's skill in kickboxing actually comes from his ballet training. According to him, ballet is the key to his incredible balance and body control when performing his signature kickboxing moves.
Varenberg.
And why didn't you use that?
It's too complicated. Van Damme, it's more strong, you know, like,
Kickboxing is a combination of punches and kicks used for offense, along with defensive moves like dodges and blocks. It can be practiced as either full contact or light contact, and it's often performed in a ring while wearing boxing gloves. In addition to punches and kicks, some variations of kickboxing also allow knee strikes, elbow strikes, and clinching, depending on the style and rules. But when it comes to technique, kickboxing is actually not as complicated as many might think.
No clinching, okay? No clinching. If you want, head back your corner.
Generally, kickboxers master basic punching techniques like the jab, which is a straight punch thrown from the lead hand, and the cross, a powerful punch delivered with the rear hand. In addition, practitioners often use uppercuts, and upward punch, and hooks, which are punches thrown in a circular motion.
Because you've got to do something for
When it comes to leg attacks, kickboxers typically rely on techniques like the straight kick, spinning heel kick, and other types of kicks aimed at permitted target areas of the body. This stands in stark contrast to the man whose real name is Jung Se. Beyond his massive muscles, Bolo is actually a practitioner of Kung Fu. Just like Van Damme, Bolo began honing his Kung Fu skills at the age of 10. Under the guidance of a master, he dedicated himself to sharpening his Kung Fu abilities from a very young age. It's also worth noting that Bolo was a close friend of Bruce Lee, the legendary martial artist. The two often trained together and had deep discussions about martial arts. So it's likely that Lee passed down some of his martial arts wisdom to Bolo. Kung Fu has become a way of life for Bolo. It's more than just a fighting style. It includes philosophy, physical techniques, and a disciplined approach to training. Philosophically, Kung Fu emphasizes balance, self-discipline, and inner harmony. These values are deeply rooted in Chinese culture and are influenced by the teachings of Buddhism, Confucianism, and Taoism. Physically, Kung Fu features a wide range of movements, including both hard techniques that use force and soft techniques that redirect the opponent's energy. These include kicks, blocks, hand strikes, throwing techniques, and joint locks. Kung Fu isn't just about defeating an opponent, it's more about mastering your own mind, emotions, and body. It blends principles from Taoism and Buddhism to cultivate balance, discipline, and inner harmony. Kung Fu is known for its graceful, flowing, fast, and agile movements. This Chinese martial art generally encourages flexibility and creativity in combat rather than rigid or stiff techniques. So now the question is, what if the two actually faced off in a real fight? Who would be the one still standing at the end? Based on analysis, the edge seems to go to Van Damme. The reason is that he's trained in kickboxing, a martial art specifically designed for full contact competition and highly effective in stand-up fighting scenarios. Van Damme's speed, especially in his legs, is the key to overcoming Bolo's raw power. He can keep moving, strike from outside Bolo's punching range, and wear him down with kicks, targeting his slower and heavier frame to gradually break him down. Even though Bolo Yeung is incredibly strong, a bodybuilder's physique often comes at the cost of cardiovascular endurance and reflex speed, both of which are crucial in a real fight. So, Van Damme would most likely win the fight through superior technique, speed, and distance control, using repeated kicks to wear down his opponent. The victory would probably come by judges' decision or a technical knockout due to accumulated damage to Bolo's legs or body.